Hey, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to the TJR Auto channel. My name is Tyler, and in today's video, we are once again working on the $900 GMC Silverado, aka Gwendolyn. For those who don't know, this is Gwendolyn. 900 bucks so far. Pretty good running, driving truck. Has some quirks. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so it's got some quirks. Oh, okay, that still did its thing. It does that for a while. So anyways, in today's video, there is a handful of things that I would like to take care of. Now, the past two videos were essentially filmed within like a day or two of each other. So got a lot of little stuff knocked out all at once. Now we're moving on to the big ticket items where we're spending some moolah and putting a lot of time into it. But backtracking, this truck came with a lot of quirks. One being a destroyed windshield, which really should be top priority, but it's not. But the next thing that I think is more of a priority is the alignment. Now it might be hard to tell because of the way the truck's parked, but the front alignment is absolutely god-awful. We got toe issues, we got camber issues, we got all the issues. And I'm still waiting on some big boy parts to come in for potentially the repair for that strange noise that the engine does. And some people probably are going to be triggered by how I'm going to fix it. But I'm happy about it, and I'm excited. Anyways, let's drive this bad girl to Firestone and let's see if they tell me to go scratch, because I know we at least have a bent tie rod and we have two broken alignment pins on the passenger side, but the alignment pins for where these little plates are on this back setup of the upper A arm, both of those pins are missing on that side. So might as well go see at least if they'll do anything for me or if I'm screwed. I do just want to say the truck drives fine, like alignment wise. I just don't want to kill these $200 tires that are in surprisingly good shape, you know, prematurely. So that's why I figured it's worth at least trying to get an alignment. And if I can't get one, I can say I tried. But overall, this truck is way better than it should be, honestly. I think we all can agree it is better than it should be. Well, Firestone try number one, fail. There's apparently only 2 techs working today. It is Sunday, and the guy said they are booked all day with appointments, so they can't even spare somebody to take a few minute look at the truck. But I did schedule a appointment for tomorrow, Monday afternoon. Apparently they will do a $10 exam. So they'll basically just look at it for 10 bucks and tell me if it's fucked or not. So I guess that's better than nothing. I mean, I don't want to buy suspension parts and do all the work if I don't have to. So I gave the service tech like the quick rundown of like, look, it's kind of where I'm at with it. Just kind of curious to see like if you guys will even touch it as it sits, or you know, if it's going to need a bunch of work, because obviously I'm going to do the work myself. So I just need to mentally prepare myself if I'm going to suffer through doing all that work. So I guess we'll get an answer on this tomorrow. No alignment ain't gonna stop me from going fast though. Oh yeah. Here's my blinkers. Yeah boy, yeah boy. All that for 60, gotta love it. So I figure on this fine Sunday, while we're still waiting for parts, and while I wait to go back to Firestone to be insulted by lube techs for a whopping $10, I figure we might as well do a few other little things on the truck, because why not? So in my hordes of parts, I actually have 2 sets of GMT 800 mirrors. This set came off of my first GMT 800, my 05 2500 HD, aka Holly, and this set, which is powered set, this is fully manual, this set came off of my 06 GMC Sierra 1500, aka CC. Now, as far as I know, the like 03 to 06 or the 01 to 06, something of that nature, basically whenever the Chevy did the front end swap, which I believe was 03, that's when a lot of things changed with these trucks. At least in my eyes, that's the simple way I've always kind of looked at it, is when the Cat Eye came out, which I want to say is 03 to 07, classic. They changed the gauge cluster, they changed the, you know, the mirrors or like the door wiring, something like that. I don't know. They change things, okay? So there's a very small chance that these mirrors will work in my truck. So we need to go look and see if these plugs will even fit. If not, we do have some nice GMT 800 manual mirrors that will absolutely get the job done. So let's go see what we can find. And again, for nobody that noticed, these are actually OBS mirrors, like the generation before this truck. They don't fit right, so I can only imagine how the hell these things are mounted. So on my first GMC Sierra, the 2500 HD Holly, that truck I actually swapped the doors on because the doors were rotted, got a clean set of doors for cheap, and I had to swap all of the electronics over essentially because the doors that I bought for the truck were like 99 to 2001 or 2002 doors, and none of the electronics were the same. If I remember correctly, back behind here, yep, okay, yes, looks the same. So I believe these two plugs, these wires, don't know what that, don't know what that, okay. I believe these are the door wire plugs. Now, I don't think the mirrors are integrated into that. There's got to be like a sub harness, hence why these have much smaller of a plug. So I don't know if we're gonna have to pull the door panel off or not, but I've never pulled this rag out. Oh my God. So it would appear that is not the same plug. That's like an 8-pin plug. And that's got 10 pins, I think, if my quick math is correct. So, okay. Power mirrors will not work. But do you guys see what I see? Do you see what I see? It would appear they tried many times to get these mirrors to fit. At least 2 or 3. That is, ugh, God. My question is, can I even get to the third one? Where is the third bolt? Oh yeah, I can get to that. Jesus, what, why? Like, you can get these mirrors for literally like, not those mirrors. You can get these mirrors, like manual, for super cheap online. I don't even know the point of putting on a set of OBS mirrors unless like somebody had suggested that this truck was literally just built in a junkyard. Junkyard mirrors, entire junkyard Chevy front end that I think is the same gray, but other people think otherwise. God. And yeah, you can really tell if these don't line up because it's just how it is. And who would have thunk the geniuses that did this didn't even use matching hardware. We have the 10 up here, which would have been the factory nut, and down here and over there, we have 11 millimeter head nuts. Who would do such a damn thing? Like, you literally have to go on it from an angle because there's no room. There's just no room. Like, what is this, huh? Why are we doing this? My God. Why is it so rusty in there, huh? It's almost like it's, you know, not sealed because it's not the right mirror and it's not the right nut. I hope I dropped this in the door so I don't have to reuse it. Actually, I take that back. With my luck, I won't have a nut that'll fit this. Come on. Ah, yeah. Yeah, I got you, you little bastard. Who's your daddy? This is also really heavy because I think the base of this is metal. Oh, so tragic. I dropped it. It slipped out of my palms. You know, I seriously wonder, who would do such a thing? Look how many holes there are. Like, I don't even know which holes to go into now. And that's not a problem I have very often. At least I'd like to think. Like, is it the big holes? I guess it's those. But I'm a little worried that these aren't gonna really like seal well because of all the tomfoolery that's gone on with this, but. So go figure, in my random washer collection, I only found 3 small ones that will actually fit these studs. So I'm gonna take a bet and say the passenger door is just as butched, if not more butched. So I think what we're gonna do here is the worst one will get a washer, and then we'll go look at the passenger side and see if we can spare the other washers there, or if we can use them here, or I don't know. All I can tell you is I'm not going to the store to buy washers and hardware for this. I'm just not. I'm not. It's not in the cards for today. It's not in the cards for tomorrow. And it certainly is not on my plans next week or the one after. It's not happening. Okay, that's what I'm getting at, is it's not happening. Okay, that was scary. Oh, no. Can I have that back? Excuse me, Gwendolyn. Can I have that? Gwendolyn, can I please have the socket? Gwendolyn. Thank you, Gwendolyn. I don't know how tight to make these because nothing fits right. So, that shouldn't fall off. And are we sealed? No, not really. Well, we're sealed, but the problem is I can see daylight through the hole that's not supposed to be there for the wrong mirrors that were on the truck. So we have a few options here. The right one would be fix it the right way, you know, either weld the hole shut, grind it smooth, prep it for paint it, do it the right way. You could put some tape on it. You could probably silicone it. You can shove a towel in there. You can act like you never saw it. I'm opting for the really old tube of extra clear silicone. I don't remember what I bought this for, but I have a feeling it probably didn't work right. So I think that means it will work perfectly for this application. Now you see, what you guys want to do is you don't want to underdo it. You want to get it in there and then kind of smear it around. Oh, yeah. I don't want to touch that with my finger, so I'm not going to. But if you put enough, it ought to do something. Now you see, the unfortunate thing about the clear is you still see all the sins from the previous hackery. But hopefully we won't hear horrible wind noise. And hopefully, most importantly, hopefully we don't get water into my door. Yep. Oh yeah, that's a good one. Yep. Just like that. Well, we're definitely it's there. That front, I can't get the tip in all the way, so I should probably use something. It's best to apply your silicone with a stick. Old timer taught me that one. Definitely. Just gonna, oh, that's a floppy stick. How are you even on a tree? You know, I will say this is pretty like sticky stuff, so the chance of it working actually might kind of be there. It might kind of be there. See, I'm doing a swirling motion. I'm essentially welding this. You see? That's like welding. Yeah. Yep, just like it. Just like it. So let's add some more material. Get it. And we're just gonna swirl it in there. Cover all 5 holes that weren't there from factory. All right, I'll throw my applicator back to its home. Let Mother Nature take care of that cleanup. I'm ashamed of this. And this typically would be the foam that you put there. And my guess is the white stuff on here is probably mold from, you know, that not being sealed for the past however many years. It didn't really make wind noise though, which is pretty crazy. Maybe the sound deadening rag is what really did it. That is how a GMT 800 is supposed to look. You know, like normal, not that garbage on the ground. So let's go see how butchered up that one is. Just like that. Oh, nice. We don't even have foam here. Instead, what we have is, yeah, it's the same plug, so it's that. All of this hardware is different, but the door is definitely not as butchered. So that's good. But these are all like nylon locking nuts. They're not the factory shouldered nut. And there's not even a piece of foam. They couldn't even spare me a piece of foam. Oh no, so tragic. So this one's not hacked up as bad, but still not ideal. Definitely not ideal. Ironically, I went looking in my nuts container, and it turns out I'm pretty positive these are like the factory GMT 800 mirror mount nuts, because they fit the studs and they're a 10 and they're shouldered, and I could just compare it to that side, but I'm not going to. So hopefully the washer situation's fine over there, and then of course the less bad side, we'll just get all the correct hardware and be all lovey-dovey. I think before I send the nuts on, I'm gonna silicone up the holes that are not being used anymore. Oh yeah, that's all kind of the same hole, so I'll let that one spread its own wealth. And oh yeah, fill it right up, just like that. I don't think you guys understand how good this knowledge is that I'm dropping for you. If only you understood. Ooh, look what I just found on the door. Oh, look at this. This is sweet. Is it a 10? What size is it? Okay, I don't know. That's a big piece of hair. What size is it? Is it a 10? Please tell me it's a 10. Oh, it's a 10. Look at that. You guys can't make that shit up. It was sitting in the bottom of the fender. Score. I'm going to take a bet and say this 10 was probably used on these mirrors to at least take the old ones off. So, it's pretty rusty, but all right, we got just the tip on. Wow, this is great. It's all coming together, folks. We fully mounted. Yeah, I think that's where we need to be. So, shout out to whoever left this Craftsman 10 mil in the fender many years ago. It's going to great use. Oh God! Oh, that's stuck on the. Oh, okay. A lot of rust just fell out onto me. This might be one part now. This might be one piece. It's not coming apart. Okay, that's a later problem. I'm gonna go do some looking around in my hoard piles and see if I have any of the original door foam triangle thing and any of the trim pieces for the driver's side. I kind of doubt it, because when I got rid of Holly, I got rid of the doors that came off that truck. So I feel like the spare pieces went with the doors, but doesn't hurt to look. Yeah, that alone just looks better. It looks more normal. So they obviously need a deep cleaning, but that's easy enough. So I looked for about 40 seconds up there, and maybe a combined total of 10 seconds up there. And didn't find anything, but I did find this foam. I don't know what it's from. I'm sure it's probably a GTO part that some purist is going to be mad that I'm going to divvy up for a $900 truck. But I figure we can kind of cut some shapes out of here for the little triangle section and at least shove this into the door. This is probably better than nothing, because passenger side had nothing. And this is going to be better to look at than a old used cum rag. So yeah, I'm gonna cut some shapes and we'll see how they fit. I already got the passenger side popped in. Just, you know, it's a triangular piece of foam, just goes in place. But this is roughly good enough, so. And yeah, it's in there. Thinking of it after the fact, this little bit of green foam, I think is the foam, you know, like I think they took the foam from here and just shoved it up to try to cover the wind noise, like the holes, and then took the one from over there and shoved it in here too. That makes sense why I pulled one piece out and there's still some up here, and why that one has none. Yeah, I'm gonna have to find a trim piece for this to hide the sins, but at least that side's got a trim piece, so that's good. And we should probably try tracing this wire out, see if it goes to anything fun. I don't know. And also, fun little thing, the OBD port is here, and this wire's here, and this wire's here, and that wire's there, and this is, well, at least that's all the same wire. That's good, I guess. Yeah, that runs through there. I don't know. So a quick look from there to here brings me back to this pile of wires that I had noticed a little while ago, that also run with the speaker wire or like amp wire that's cut. So that's gonna stay cut and it's gonna stay right where it is. These wires though, I mean, they go to nothing. So I just need to trace out that blue one. And if the blue one doesn't go to anything, I think it's not even this guy, is it this guy? I don't know. Can we do some exploratory searching here? Well, I guess I should probably pull this up first. There we go. There we go. Oh yeah, just like that. Just like that, Gwendolyn. Just like that. Okay. Ooh, nice and rusty. Okay, that can stay there. Okay, let's move the rag. Can we, okay. Okay, now we're in here. That goes somewhere, that's good. This blue wire, oh, that goes to nothing. Okay, so this blue and white, it looks like I can remove. I think that doesn't go into anything. It's literally just wrapped through the OBD wires. Why would they do such a thing? Who would do such a thing? Yeah, I'm gonna tidy this up and then I'll get back to you guys. So it would appear whoever ran that white and blue wire, they did it when the fender was not fully bolted on, because it's stuck behind that mount. So I just cut it there. Yeah, so we got that excess out. But I was looking for this little blue wire. I'm like, before I trace it backwards, it probably goes, you know, with like the sub wiring. Let me pop the kick panel and see what's going on under here. Because for those who forget, this, I can throw this into gear right now with no key in it. And also the steering wheel never locks. The ignition switch is out of something different. And I just don't know why the shifter is so shitty feeling. I found, it would appear, so this rod isn't hooked up. Whatever the fuck this thing does, I don't know. Blue wire, I'm gonna assume goes to the radio. So before I cut it, I'd like to see if it's hooked up to anything. Yeah, I don't really know what's going on under here. And there's something unplugged. There's this huge plug just sitting here. So I don't know if that's like supposed to go into something over here, and it's just not. But yeah, I don't really know. Oh, that's where the slop comes from. Look at that, it's not in its bracket. See that white ball looking thing? Oh, well, maybe we can do something about that. Probably not, though. That's pretty broken looking. Well, folks, we find ourselves within Monday currently. I had a little dentist appointment. Had to go get my little teeth fixed, so my mouth is numb once again. Anyways, directly afterwards, I went to Firestone for my $10 inspection appointment, and it went just as good as you probably could have guessed it would have gone. Now, the whole idea behind me going for this $10 inspection is the fact that I'm pretty sure the passenger front outer tie rod is at least a little bent, a little tweaked. It's got a little, a little curve to it. But also, it is missing the alignment pins for the upper A-arm, where the bolts go through to set your camber, essentially. So that's really all I wanted the inspection for, and I told the guy that. I said, look, dude, this fucking truck is rough. It is a piece of garbage, but for some reason, it wants to live. So you don't have to worry about checking out the rest of the truck. Like, save the tech's time. I already know all the issues with it. I have already been under this thing. I have been inside of it. I have been on it. I have been everywhere. But I guess company policy, they have to check the whole vehicle. So I was like, you know what? This is going to be kind of fun to see what other people are going to find with Gwendolyn, the amazing $900 GMC Silverado. So the tech took the truck around the block, or like took it for like a little ride, block or two away. I don't know. He said it drove totally fine. And I said, exactly. It's crazy. It doesn't look like it would, but it does. But then when they brought it back to the garage and they went to put it on the lift, they instantly came and got me and brought me out in the garage and asked for my permission because the truck was making horrible creaking noises as soon as they started taking weight off the wheels. So I was like, yeah, I mean, the frame is fine. So what's the worst that's going to happen? Like, just fuck put it in the air. Who gives a shit? So they put the truck up in the air. I didn't grab any pictures or videos because there's a lot of text there and I didn't want to be weird and ask permission, you know? I mean, I'm basically a famous YouTuber now with all the subscribers that I've gotten. Thank you guys so much. But I still feel weird asking about that and filming in public and stuff. So there's nothing to, see underneath this truck. It's a dirty old truck, you know what I mean? But after about 45 minutes of me sitting there staring at the guy walking around the truck, they came and got me, and they read me off the laundry list. Actually, I take that back. They read me off the CVS receipt list of things that the truck needs to be roadworthy and to get an alignment done by them. Needless to say, the truck's not ever going to get a fucking alignment. So here's our very short list. They claim the rear tires need replaced because they are cupped and cracking, which they do have uneven wear, so I'll give them that. Exhaust system has a broken hanger. The hanger's not broken. It's just totally missing from the rear cross sections that were replaced at some point in time. They didn't add a hanger back into it. So there's a hanger on the exhaust pipe, but there's not a hanger on the truck for that spot. It's fine. It's fine. CV boot. I knew about that. That's the front passenger one. The boot came off of the hub, so I need to get a clamp for that, like the metal zip tie looking thing. They claim it needs ball joints and bushings and shocks and tie rod ends and a brake hose for the front driver's side. The guy said that the brake was warm, so he thinks the hose is clogged, but the caliper's newer, and when I took that hose off, it looked totally fine. So yeah, it's fine. And then a funny one to me is the rotors. Obviously, we had some front brake issues, and to me, the rotor's fine. I don't know. That rotor also looks fine. But I may have missed it when I put these wheels on the truck and gave like a very quick inspection when I first got it. He at least showed me the back passenger rotor. The back side of it is like pretty thin. I wouldn't say it's paper thin. I would say it's like flimsy cardboard thin. So it's thicker than paper, but it's not as thick as like nice cardboard. if that makes any sense. What I'm saying is I can still get a couple more miles out of it, but it'll probably need to be looked at in the near future. So that was the list. And then obviously I declined all services, and I told the guy, don't even waste your time writing up a quote, because it's going to be astronomical and I don't care to see it because I'm not going to pay it. And he's like, thank you. That saves me like a half hour. So I thought it was kind of funny, this experience. Probably most would say just a waste of time and a waste of $10.65. But for $10, I got to see what people think of my awesome truck. And it turns out they didn't really like it. Last night, I got that little bit of wiring cleaned up. I ended up actually adding the microphone that came with the doubled-in Amazon CarPlay unit. So at least now, if I got to call somebody while I'm driving, I can do so. It came with a backup camera as well. So I don't know if that's worth installing. It might be, just because it came with it. But I don't know. This is not going to get fixed ever. Nor is that. But I will say on my ride to and from work today, these mirrors don't have any sort of air leaks. They're nice and sealed. The foam seems to be doing its job. There's no additional noise. So that's good. And also it just looks more normal driving with these mirrors compared to the old shitty OBS ones that somebody hacked to fit. So after that whole debacle, let's try to get this horn to work. Also, AC still going strong. Haven't even had the throw gauges on it. It's been great. Let's try to get this horn to work. I've never seen an air horn like this. So I would assume it's just power and ground. Maybe. I don't know. But there's a lot of electrical tape going on here. And there is some blue wire nuts, which is my favorite. So I'm going to undo these and see if we get any, I'll probably set my phone up and see if I get power at these wires from the chassis. Just make sure I'm not chasing my tail with like a wiring issue somewhere under here. Couldn't find any power between those wires when I hit the horn. And I have this rigged up to the horn wire that was down there. And now if I use my key fob and I hit the lock button, see a little bit of power. But I did do something funny. So it works, but for whatever reason, I guess the horn inside, like the airbag itself doesn't do anything, which is unfortunate. So that sucks. But yeah, I don't know. Do we wire a button in just to make it work? I don't know. But pressing the horn button inside the truck does not give power to anything out here. So I guess that'd technically be a clock spring issue, maybe, something like that. I don't know. So I guess it's a good thing that the horn itself works. That means that the wiring to the horn is good. But it's unfortunate that the steering wheel horn button doesn't work. So in my infinite wisdom, I have made the grand decision to not put a new clock spring within the steering wheel. And instead, I went and spent $10 on this momentary starter switch from the Vato Zone. And I figure my truck doesn't have working fog lights anyways, so we need to make these together and then wire it to the horn so that in disguise, my fog light button is actually my horn. Stupid? Yes. Smart? Maybe. Is it possible? I think anything is possible when you put a little thought into it. So our little switch didn't come out too bad. You know, definitely not the easy way of making something work, but to me, this is butchery, but not bad butchery. This is good butchery. This is butchery with a taste. Anyways, you're probably asking yourself, how am I going to make that switch work? Now, sure, I could run a bunch of wires from the battery to the, you know, the battery to the switch and then jump it over to the horn, but that's not really a good move, especially for the fact that at that point it won't be fused and it'll be constant power to the switch. So instead, I took this apart more than I needed to. This could have stayed on, but I basically wanted to try to figure out, where does the wiring from the horn switch and the wheel go to? And long story short, I was doing some digging on the interwebs. Took me about 2 minutes to come across the information. And basically, using like a website for a remote start kit, I was able to figure out where the horn trigger button is, or the trigger wire. And it's this little black wire over here. And this is actually the BCM back under here. So what I just did to test this is that is a ground. So basically when you honk your horn, right, it's basically just making a ground that grounds out that wire, completes the circuit, makes it go beepity beep. Now to test it, all I'm gonna do is take my little jumper wire, put a little paper clip in it. We have it jumped out onto a stud over here. So it's essentially just, this is a grounded wire now. And all I wanna do is touch the back of the pin. So now we know, if we tap into this black wire and we tie one side of that wire to this, and then we tie the other side of the switch to basically any sort of ground, that then will make the switch a momentary grounding switch. And it will ground out that wire to the BCM, then sending the signal to everything else to honk the horn. So here's how we're looking, folks. We got our switch installed, factory fresh. And then here I have a wire going to that screw, or that bolt. So got a fork behind there, all nice and heat shrinked up, even though there's no power, it's just ground. Regardless, I don't want to accidentally ground to ground, you know. And then this wire I ran alongside the other harness that's there. And I use one of these trailer taps, which I hate doing. I'm not a fan of these. I've seen them, you know, give out and fail over time. Just, they're cheap little plastic pieces of shit. But they are perfect for when you don't want to butcher up potentially important vehicle wiring. Like, I should probably disconnect the battery when working on wires near the BCM if I was to cut them. We're just tapped onto it, so I didn't have to do that. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm paranoid. But, so like I said earlier, when we hit this switch, we're essentially just creating a ground to that horn wire at the BCM. So when I hit this switch, we have a horn. Just imagine, folks, you're sitting in your mint, absolutely mint, $900 GMC Sierra 1500 HD. You gotta honk the horn. You can't. Now I can do it. And you can't even tell that I touched anything. You see, this is what's nice. And guess what? The cargo lamp still works. I didn't get that part of the switch. So that's good. But we do. We have a horn now, baby. Ah. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. This truck truly is the pinnacle of trucks. Well, folks, it is yet again another new day, which means we have another new problem with Gwendolyn. Also, I don't know how it's gonna, look at that. Look at that. We got truck shirts, baby. It's not clapped, it's unique. So, some of you guys might remember that to get the fan to work, had to punch the fan box down there sometimes. Well, that stopped working. So, I got the cheapest, well, one of probably the cheapest, blower motor resistors. There was one screw holding this in. I lied. There's the second screw. Oh my God, that's disgusting. Ew. Yeah, I would say We had some friends living in this at some point. That's probably not going to go back on. Okay, how do we look? How are we looking? Well, I don't see any mice. I'm not a fan of the duct tape. I don't know what it's there for. But it's there. And yeah, can't really see anything over there. So anywhoosins, this is our blower motor resistor right here. And they're just notorious for burning up in these trucks and going bad. I don't know if this is an original or not. When we pull it out, we're going to find out. But it should just have like 2 mounting screws. I believe it's these guys. And a plug, or 2 plugs, and it should swap right in and out. So as you always do, we're comparing our new part to our old part. This 2-pin plug that is burnt and destroyed is the same as that 2-pin plug. And then we look at this plug here that goes from A to G, however many numbers that is. Looks the same as this one, except you can see 2 burn marks there. And this definitely smells like electrically burnt for sure. So that was definitely an issue. Problem, this plug on the truck chassis side is roached. Solution, these cheap blower motor resistors usually come with this plug. My last truck came with one as well, but I didn't need it. So yeah, here we are. I don't remember if my last truck even had the big plug. I guess it had to have, maybe it just was in good enough shape, because I have one of these sitting in my garage ready. But basically, we're just going to be following wire for wire, you know, pin location for pin location, essentially. And I'll just unwrap the sheathing, probably up to somewhere in this region. It's still easy enough to work with there. And then I'll do it all nicely, and you'll never know I was here. Bing, bang, boom. Alrighty, well, we got the new plug swapped in. Not my preferred sort of methods here, since all these wires are essentially way thicker than the wires that were on the stock harness. So yeah, but I'm more of a fan personally of using like these non-insulated butt connectors, look like that, and then just throwing my own heat shrink over it rather than using like the supplied ones that came with this blower motor resistor, you know, stuff like that. Because you can get this stuff for pretty cheap off Amazon. I personally just think in most scenarios it gives like a better look, fit, and finish compared to like how these guys usually do. That's just me, to each their own. Anyhoosins. Got that together, and then I ended up pulling off the blower motor cover panel that was there. It's soaked in piss and shit, just like that piece. That's the cover for those who don't know. Anyways, I was looking at it. We have a ketchup packet licked clean back there. More mouse poop and whatnot in that region. And then I was looking up through here, and you can actually see the evap coil. Looking at it, that's got a fucking air filter in it. It literally just clicked in my head. The older trucks came with the filter like this. That's why it's such a surprise for me to see it. The newer trucks did not have a filter. So any of you like 03 and up guys, you're fucked. But any of you 99 to 02 guys, welcome to the club. You have a interior cabin filter. Yeah, that wasn't helping us. Well, I got everything just about cleaned up, and our filters are vacuumed out and beat out and brushed. So they're not as bad as they were. So that's something. You guys got to give me an A for effort there at least. Let me just push this up. Kind of shove her in. Just like that. And yes, I will order a set of filters because these do take 2 seconds to change. So there's no point in not getting new ones. And then this guy will get screwed in the back. And pushed up just like that. So that's that back in place. We can take our new blower motor resistor. Make sure this is the right one, and which it is. And she kind of just goes up in here, like so. Torqued, beep, 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 torqued. All right, we can plug our 2-pin in back yonder. That fits mediocrely, good. And then this guy, is that really how poorly that fits? There we go. All right, that's a good fit. All right, now before I put anything else back together, let's see if the fan works. It's either gonna work or it's gonna catch on fire. I think even number 1 works. It just sounds like it doesn't do anything. There we go. Oh, I haven't set the defrost. That's why I couldn't feel it. There we go. That took a while for that to do its thing. All right, cool. Well, doesn't smell like it's on fire yet, and it works. So now I know I'm not wasting my time buttoning this thing back up and calling it good. I should probably wrap all that with tape, but I'm not going to. Well, folks, that is where we're going to be wrapping up yet another semi-successful video on Gwendolyn, the $900 GMC Silverado thing. Now, as you guys have probably noticed, I have been growing quite fond of Gwendolyn, as she's been treating me pretty damn good. So I figure, as a reward for her love, she's going to be getting some pretty nice goodies in the next video, if they arrive on time. Hopefully they arrive on time, because I'd like to get it taken care of on the truck. It will make it cooler and nicer and be some good content, I think. But anyways, before I go off on a huge long tangent, because as you guys know, I love talking, I want to give you guys a very, very, very big thank you from the bottom of my heart. It is insane to see the analytics of the channel, right? I feel weird saying that, but the analytics of the TJR Auto YouTube channel has just skyrocketed. And I don't expect it to stay this way forever. It's probably just a bump, you know. Algorithm picked me up with the $900 truck video, you know, the first one. The second one also did insanely well. I figured maybe the first one was a fluke, but I guess we'll see how the third one does. Seriously, thank you guys so much for tuning in, for subscribing, for liking, just for viewing in general, any of that, all right? I truly do appreciate it. It is so cool to have more people here that are kind of like-minded like me, maybe not. You just like cool stuff, you want to build cool stuff, and you're not scared to go head first into problems, and sometimes you come out on top, sometimes you don't. Again, thank you guys so much. It is just crazy to me how many other people out there are interested in my vehicles and my horrible spending habits, and yeah, I really appreciate it. Thank you. Speaking of bad spending habits, if you guys want to create a bad spending habit on the merch store, feel free. Got a little truck shirt action. It's kind of cool. Also got a bunch of stickers and the "It's Not Clapped, It's Unique" shirt, which shout out to my man for that. I think it's awesome still. But as I always say, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I truly do appreciate it. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.